Hey guys, MWRix here, and today I'm coming back at you with another video. Today, specifically, it's going to be a haul video, as you can probably tell by the three packages in front of you. I've obviously gone ahead and pre-opened them from the top. I haven't actually opened the stuff that's on the inside, but I've sliced open all three of the packages just so that it'll be much easier for me to get through the video. I find that opening them on video is just a large hassle for me and involves a lot of me having to cut out, 4 or 5 minutes of footage in editing, so I just prefer pre-opening them. But you might be wondering what are in these actual packages. So what we have here is actually the start of my Lego Star Wars Imperial army building series. So as I mentioned in my I'm Back video or in my return video, if you haven't watched that, go ahead and watch it because I definitely talk about a lot of the stuff that I'm planning on doing. But essentially, I'm going to be building an Imperial army. Now, a purist version of an Imperial army. I know that, I've done haul videos of custom Lego Imperials in the past, but I really haven't shown any of, the purist, just, the Lego group figures that I've gotten. And this is kind of the first haul that I've gotten in a long time, and kind of my first serious, I guess we can call, haul in terms of building this, Lego Star Wars Imperial army. So with that all aside, you're going to see a lot more of these videos kind of showcasing the hauls, and then I'll definitely do kind of, I guess, like periodic update videos where I show off the actual army, kind of in a display, just so that you guys can get a sense of how large it's becoming. But besides that, why don't we jump into the actual haul itself? So I'm going to move these packages off to the side, very gingerly. And why don't we take out the first item? I don't remember. Okay, now I do remember. So this first package is going to be the high ticket items, I believe, for this haul. Now, I could be wrong. I've been getting a lot of Imperial hauls lately, so it is entirely possible that this is actually, one of many big ticket items that show up. But as you can tell, I guess we can start with the first guy. Here's his blaster. Not important. But the first big guy that we got right here, that I guess I can zoom in for, is our Imperial Director Krennic. So as you can see, this is from Rogue One. This is a great figure. It just came in that Krennic's shuttle set, which, I never got when it came out, as I wasn't really into Lego Star Wars back then. I think that, as you guys could probably guess. So I never had this figure. If you guys may have heard in my return video, I did mention that I have a lot of big ticket items coming in. And I guess that we could, we can consider all three of these big ticket items, but I have kind of a special surprise that I was planning to do with Director Krennic, so you'll probably see that in the future. I believe that this haul was either from Bricklink or eBay. Honestly, I'm not entirely sure if I remember, but as you can see, oh yes, okay, so I do remember buying this because the seller was very specific that his cape was slightly dirty, as you can see here. Nothing that, little cleaning can't fix, or honestly, I could just buy a new cape. But, this figure, other than the cape, is just in immaculate form. As you can see, no cracks, no nothing. So this is a really awesome pickup that I'm really pleased with. And then next, I guess we'll do both of them at the same time. Since there's two of them, we just have two of these Imperial Death Troopers. Now, specifically, these guys are kind of the specialists that serve as bodyguards for Director Krennic in the actual movie, but also I guess that you could consider them to be a higher rank than maybe just the regular Death Troopers that came in the battle pack those years ago. But, as with Director Krennic, these figures are in immaculate condition. As you can see, they have their pauldrons, they have a good helmet. This one has one slight nick in his torso that you can see right there, but beyond that, seriously good condition for all three of these figures. So that's kind of the first package right there, as you guys can probably tell. So why don't we move on to the next one? I'll leave these guys in the background though, in case anyone, I guess we'll leave them in the top right so they're not too distracting. So the next package, let's see what's in it. So we have some Rebels figures. We have some Rogue One Stormtroopers. I believe that is it. So I'll get these out of their packaging so you guys can see them. But as you could tell from what I was saying, we have two figures from Rebels, from the Rebel TV series. Now, that's not because I like the Rebels TV series or because I like that time in Star Wars. I actually don't particularly like the Rebels TV show, but I really like two of the figures that came out of that kind of, I guess, time period of Lego Star Wars. This Imperial, I believe it's the AT-DP driver, and then there's also the Imperial Combat driver, which is essentially just a, I think it's a light bluish gray version of this figure. It's almost exactly the same. But really what I'm after on this figure is this torso and this helmet. I think that, you know, when you combine both of those, you can make a lot of different more generic Imperial figures, and I'm very excited to see how I can use those, I guess, to kind of remix and make some cool stuff. So I got two of those, as I said, and then also, these are my first, but I got two of these Rogue One era Stormtroopers. So, you know, I did collect a large number of the much older Stormtroopers, the one that had the vent without the black printing around the side. It just had, I guess, the black printing on, you know, the little black hashes. But on this guy, as you can see, it's the Rogue One style printing. One thing that I did note, and that I do know, is that these figures did have some misprinting when they came out back in the day. So as you can see, I guess we can go closer to this particular figure, but you can see that on the top there, the print is not lined up. It's shifted up, and that did happen on a lot of the helmets I do know from this time period. So I'm not too displeased with that. You know, Stormtroopers are not necessarily the focal point of a mock or of anything like that, and I'm gonna have a lot of them. So, you know, I'm not unhappy with that. So now the final one, these figures I actually just packed loose, which is, I guess, an interesting way to do it if you're a seller, but, you know, who am I to judge? We have 3 more Rogue One Stormtroopers, which we don't really need to, I guess, you know, go over in too much detail, should I say. You know, they're very similar to those. I think this one is the best head or the best helmet printing I've gotten so far. Let's look at the last guy to see if he's any better. No, they're pretty close. I still think this one is probably the best helmet printing I've gotten so far. And then I also got what I think that this is a captain. I believe that that's the appropriate rank. I do have some dual molded dark bluish gray legs with those black boots coming in, so I'll be able to replace those soon. But that is, you know, kind of the last figure that I got in this haul. So if I bring everything back into the camera frame right here, as you can see, I guess Director Krennic and the Death Troopers did end up being the, you know, the higher ticket items. They ended up being the ones that were more expensive of the lot, so I guess that ended up being true. But I got a really wide variety of both eras of stuff and also types of figures, so I'm very pleased with that. Hopefully you guys are going to like following me on my journey of, you know, army building with these Imperials. I, for one, am very excited about doing this. I think it's going to be a very exciting journey. I think it's going to be very fun. I'm definitely going to try to start building some Star Wars era mocks. Yes, I am going to try and start building mocks and putting out Mark series again at some point. I don't know what the timeline will be on that, but I definitely will. So definitely look out for that if you are interested. But I don't really have anything else for this. As I said, this was the haul. This is the sum total of those 3 packages. Kind of large packages, honestly, for the amount of stuff I got, but obviously some of them were high ticket items. So other than that, I don't really have anything else to add. So as always, guys, like, comment, subscribe, do all the normal stuff, and I'll catch you next time.